as we've done before, I'll run through, today I'll do the odds, and then you can work through the evens on your own. Now just keep in mind that every problem is a little bit different, and sometimes you're going to be asked to do an end kind of extra thing. So read the question carefully, but it's all going to apply the percent is over of equals percent over 100 kind of concept. So you're going to be doing in this first one, if I earn a 12% commission, so 12 out of 100 is my percent, and it's 12% goes on my sales, so it's out of 4,200, and then I can just cross multiply and solve. The only difference that we have on some of these is we're going to have an extra step at the end where you have to, like, I'm not, in this particular problem, I'm not interested in what commission he earned, and that's what I'm going to be finding. So I do the 12 times 4,200 and divide by 100, and I get $504. That's the commission. And they said, what's the actual amount earned? So I have to do the money that I, if you earn 12% commission on sales of, okay, wait. I guess that one is the, well, I guess that's it. That's your commission. Now, if they said, like, off of your, if they wanted to hear, your total amount that you earn, like, let's say in addition to that you earned $12,000, then we'd have to add this to the $12,000, whatever. And we'll see some problems that do that have an extra. But in this one, this is how much commission I'm earning. I'm just doing the is over of. So the cost of the paint, this is supposed to say, used in a redecorating job is $123.20. This is a reduction of 20% from its initial cost. What is the original cost? So because this is a reduction of 20%, we're actually only paying 80%. So some of these, when you're doing a reduction, I'm not going to add it together. I just have to think about what percentage am I paying for. So 80% of the cost, 80% of 100 is, the 80% is the price we're paying, the $123.30, and I don't know what the original cost was, but I do know that this is 80%, a 20% reduction, so a 20% discount. So I have to work through by figuring out, sometimes in some cases, what percent I'm looking at. So again, I just do my cross multiply and divide, and I should have, that means it must have originally cost $154.13. That would be my original cost. An interior designer working for a department store is paid a weekly salary of $350, sorry, plus a 10% commission on the total sales. This is kind of what I was thinking on the first one. So what would be his weekly pay if his total sales were $6,875 for the week? So he earns a salary of $350 plus his commission, and we're going to try and find his total sales. So now I have to figure out the commission. So 10% of this total commission is what? That's my unknown. So again, I cross multiply and solve, and I should get $687.50. So I'm going to add that on to $687.50. Add that on, so we get 687.5 plus 350, and so I'm at 1,037.50 total pay. So again, when you're working through these problems, it's going to be figure out sort of the percent that they're talking about, and then maybe add it to or subtract it from, or you might have to do a little bit of extra math in there. So we were doing the odds, you're up to the even. So Chris paid for an initial expense in setting up her upholstery shop with a bank loan for $39,000 for 5 years at 8.5% annual interest. What total interest will she pay? So we're going to figure out what 8.5% is on that. And so 8.5 out of 100 is what out of 39,000, and this will be for 1 year, and we're going to be doing really very, very basic interest here. This is not how it works exactly, but it's kind of the basis of it. So I'll do my solving, and so this is $3,315 per year. So $3,315 per year is what I'm going to pay in interest alone. And so they're asking what's the total interest. Well, really kind of it's basically this is going to be times 5. Now, you could argue that, well, you're paying it down a little bit, so your interest, your 8.5%, will be on a lesser amount at the start of the second year, but let's just do real basics here. So I'm going to multiply that times 5, and so roughly she's paying $16,575 in interest. Well, if she pays off the interest only in equal monthly installments, what will her monthly payments be? So I'm going to look at that interest only per year and divide it by the 12 months. So the 3,015 divided by the 12, that'll give me roughly $276.25. So this problem added a little bit something special, a little spice onto it that had nothing to do with those percentages. But the concept, again, hopefully you're seeing, is the same. We're going to be doing those percent problems. Is over of equals percent over 100. So supplier A offers a mechanic a part at 35% off of the retail price. So we have to figure out what the amount off of the retail price is going to be. So 35% of the total, $68.40. This will be our discount, and that's the amount that's going to be taken off. I could also, if I wanted to, I could set this up as 65% of that, because that's how much you're going to pay. They're going to pay, if they get 35% off, they're going to pay 65%. So we could figure it out that way. But I'm going to figure it out this way. So this is 35 times 68.4 divided by 100. So the discount is 68.40 minus 23.94. And then I'll get the price that he pays for that one. So 68.40. It looks like $44.46 is what he pays for the first, if he was going to do it that way. Supplier B offers the same part at 20% over the wholesale cost of $35.60. So that means where we subtracted the discount, supplier B is going to add a certain percentage to the top. So he's going to add 20% to what he pays for it, and then we can figure that out, and then we'll add that to, instead of subtracting a discount, we'll add the markup. And so it is 20 times 35.6 divided by 100, and we're going to add $7.12. So this way he's going to pay $42.72. Not that much of a difference, but supplier B, B is the better deal. Okay, all the problems, again, kind of work in a similar fashion where you're going to be working through figuring out, they're going to be talking about a percent. An electrician purchases some outdoor lighting for a customer at wholesale price of $928.80. The customer would have paid the retail price of $1,290. What was the wholesale discount? Well, the only thing that's a little bit different here is that they're paying less. So they're getting this discounted price of the whole, and we want to figure out what percent they're actually paying. Now that's not going to be the discount. I'll have to figure out the discount from there, but we'll figure out how much they're actually paying, what percentage they're paying for. So 100 times 928.8 divided by the 1290. That means they're paying, I think I need to redo that because that doesn't seem reasonable. So 100 times 928.8 divided by the 1290. 72 is what I got. So that is a 72%. He's paying 72%. That's what he paid, 72% of it, which means 100 minus 72 would give me 28. So it's a 28% discount. So I know what they paid. I want to figure out what was cut off. And so what was cut off is the difference between those. Now I could have subtracted those as well, did 1290 minus that, figured out how much they saved, and then figured out that percentage, and that would be another way to do it. Either way, you're going to subtract at some point. Okay? Moving on, a contractor uses a draw of $46,500 from a homeowner to start. Ooh, don't move. I hate when it does that. Okay. To start a remodeling job, he uses $22,450 to purchase materials and deposits the remaining money in a 3-month CD paying 2.8% annual interest. How much interest does he earn on the remaining funds during the first 3-month term? Okay, so annual interest here is kind of something that we have to think about. We want to know 3 months. This is annual interest. So I'm going to do 2.8 divided by 12 to get my monthly interest. Divided by 12. That'll give me 0.23 is what I ended up with. I just plugged that in my calculator, 2.8. So this is 0.23%. I'm going to do that per month. So I'm going to do that times 3 months. So I need to figure out what 0.23% of that remaining amount. He used $22,450, so I have to do 46,500 minus the 22,450. So 46,500 minus the 22,450. 46,500, 22,450. So it looks like 24,050 is what was left. 24,050 is what was left. So this is the remaining amount. So I need to figure out what that percent on that is. Remember, this is annual interest. We're talking about 3 months, so I'm going to figure out 1 month. I'll get that answer and I'll multiply it by 3. So that would be the interest that's earned in those 3 months. So I'll do my cross multiply, 0.23 times 24,050. Divide by 100 again. I get 55.315. Multiply that times 3. And then I'm going to put this in terms of money. So it's going to be $165.95 rounded cents is what I'm going to end with. That's my final amount. So I figured out what my monthly interest was by dividing my annual by 12. Then I figured out what my monthly amount was, tripled it to get my final, so that's $165.95. Okay, one last one that we're going to work through together, and then just give it a try and see how you do. If you still find that you're having some issues, just let me know. So a sales rep for roofing materials figures he can generate about $1,800,000 in business annually. What rate of commission does he need in order to earn $50,000? So I want to know if this is how much I'm making total. That's a decent amount, $1,800,000, and I want to earn $50,000. what percent interest or what percent commission would I have to make to get that. So here's another one where when I'm solving, I'm going to be putting that x in a different situation, so a little different setup. So I do 100 times 50,000, and I'll divide that by the 1,000,008. Make sure I'm right now under zeros. And it looks like he needs to do a 2.7 repeating, so we'll call that, yeah, that's fine. We can just leave it like that, 2.7 repeating percent. Okay. Again, give the evens a try, see how you do. If you still feel like you're struggling, just email me and let me know, and then we can kind of regroup and figure out what we need to do. If we need to do a Zoom meeting and talk, or do another video where maybe I look at things a little differently, we can do that. All right, good luck with it all, and I hope you have a great weekend.